What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Ben Balian, back with another episode of the Sports Pod. In today's episode, I think you can already tell what I'm talking about based on my hat. But if you're listening on the audio side, I'm talking about my New York Giants after that big win over the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. But I'm also going to talk a little bit about the Jets because Aaron Glenn has not been the answer. And this team, the things don't seem to be getting any better. I'll get into all of it on the other side of the intro. Hit it.
DiVincenzo at three. Bang! Bang! Got the wall. He jumps. It's gone. He did it. He did it. Pete Alonso with the most memorable home run of his career.
All right, getting into the episode and starting with the New York Giants. I'm not going to wear the hat for the whole episode, but if I did this on Friday, I might have, because that win got me so fired up. I mean, you just beat the Eagles, and it's not like you beat them by a field goal. You made the Eagles look like they were the little brothers. You beat the Eagles 34-17 on your home turf. And watching that game, it looked like there was way too much grin in the crowd. Those Philly fans had to hit I-95 early. Anytime you beat Philly, it makes me so fired up. I hate the Philly fans. I just can't do it. Whether it's the Phillies, the Sixers, or the Eagles. Any way you slice it, New York owns Philly. That's all. I mean, maybe that's speaking too soon on the Giants side of it, but you look at baseball and basketball, Mets own the Phillies. Knicks own the Sixers. That's just common knowledge around here. I mean, 34-17. There's excitement on the horizon with the Giants. I mean, Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo. It's real. Because now Jackson Dart is working. He's learning without Malik Neighbors, who he would have just been able to throw the ball up to. Neighbors is so talented that he would come down with a lot of catches and he would just dominate because that's what Malik Neighbors does. But now Jackson Dart has to do it without Malik Neighbors. And against the Eagles, he had to do it with Darius Slayton too, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But he's doing it with Wan'Dale Robinson and Lil Jordan Humphrey. So when Malik Neighbors comes back in 2026, the Giants it's almost going to work like they picked up a huge free agent or made a huge trade. Because Malik Neighbors is that good of a wide receiver, and he is going to completely change what the Giants are doing. I mean, he's just going to come in and help them out. It's not going to change too much of what they're doing because they're already throwing the ball a good amount, and Jackson Dart has thrown with such incredible accuracy. He's been able to evade pressure. He's been able to scramble and run for a good chunk of yardage. The Giants it's real right now. There's so much excitement. I mean, in the game against Philly, Dart ran for 58 yards on 13 carries. He also rushed for a touchdown. He threw for just under 200 yards and another touchdown. Cam Scatterboo was the guy, though. He was the man. And that's what he's going to do if the Giants can get the ball inside the 5-yard line consistently. I mean, the guy is a human wrecking ball. Of course, he's just going to run people over and run into the end zone. 3 touchdown rushes for I think he was a 5th or 6th rounder. The Giants are setting themselves up so well. And honestly, if you look at the landscape of the NFC, if you look at the teams that are really going to be competing, obviously I have the Eagles. The Bucks are real. I like what the Packers are doing with Matthew Golden and Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs. Maybe the 49ers. But then there's a fall off. The NFC is undoubtedly weaker than the AFC. So it begs the question, how long until the Giants are really competing? I doubt it's this year, just because they have to play Denver next. I'll have more on that as this episode goes on. And then they play the Eagles after that, and they keep playing stiff competition the rest of the way. But is next year for them to be a playoff team that crazy? I don't think so. I mean, the schedule obviously isn't out yet, so you don't know who they're playing. And the schedule is really what's killing them this year because they have one of the toughest schedules in all of football after being one of the worst teams in all of football the previous season. Make it make sense, but with Jackson Dart, it kind of does make sense because the Giants are just that good. All jokes aside, it doesn't make sense why they have to play so many challenging teams. The Lions are the team I forgot to mention earlier. They're going to be there. So you have the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers, and the Bucs. Those are 4 teams that I would say are destined to be in the mix in 2026. Outside of that, I would say the Niners are probably going to be there. Maybe the Rams, the Commanders, if they can get right. I'm not sure about what they're going to be in the future. But are the Giants crazy to say? If you get Malik Neighbors back, I don't know what point in the season you're going to get him back at, but I would assume it's not going to be too late in the year because he only got injured in week 4. The Giants could be a playoff team next year, and Brian Daboll has saved his job. I don't think there's a way that John Mara fires him this offseason. As soon as the Giants drafted Jackson Dart, Joe Shane was safe for this year and next year. Once Jackson Dart performed well, which I think he has performed well enough, Brian Daboll's job also got saved for next year. The Giants are going to run it back with this regime, and I don't mind it because as soon as Jackson Dart came in to play the Chargers, the Giants looked like they had a 2025 style offense. I mean, they're running play actions. They're running some cool fakes. Jackson Dart just elevates that level, and everything goes back to the quarterback changing everything. But Brian Daboll is a good head coach. He might actually be a quarterback whisperer. I love what the Giants have cooking right now. I mean, I don't think there's anything to knock them for. I mean, you could shore some stuff up in the secondary. They've had blown coverages in each of the last 2 games. Jalen Hurts just completely missed Devontae Smith on what would have gone for an 85-yard touchdown on Thursday night. But hey, we'll take it, although it wouldn't have mattered because the Giants beat the Eagles by that many points. All is good in Giants world right now. And getting to next week's matchup against the Denver Broncos, the Giants are a 7-point dog. The Broncos haven't been home in 2 weeks because they played in Philly. So to say they got there either Thursday or Friday, that's what, a 3-hour time change from Denver to Philadelphia. They didn't go home after playing the Eagles. They went straight to London to play the Jets. So they'll probably be arriving home tonight on October 12th. They'll probably get back to their houses around 1:30, 2 in the morning. So they're going to get a night of sleep tonight because they're not practicing tomorrow. Maybe they'll do some film later in the day. But it's nothing too strenuous on a Monday after you played an international game. On Tuesday, they're going to get back to normal, and then they'll start practicing for real again. But you're getting Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, sleeping at home, which is a typical home game, right? They're going to be well rested, and they lost to the Eagles, but they beat the Jets. However, that win over the Jets was not convincing whatsoever. I mean, the Jets, and I'll get to them after I talk about this stuff with the Broncos, but the Jets gave them everything they could handle. I mean, the final score was 13-11, and the Jets easily could have won that football game if it wasn't for some silly clock management issues, which again, I will get to as this episode goes along. But I kind of like the Giants next week in Denver. The atmosphere is going to be good in Denver. The energy around the Giants, it's just electric right now. I mean, and it's around the whole team. Like you see on the sidelines, it's just a complete 180 from what it was the first 3 weeks of the season. Russell Wilson didn't have this pull on the team like Jackson Dart has. And I get it's different when you're winning, but the defense is supporting the offense, and the offense is supporting the defense. Everyone's dapping each other up as the teams come off the field. Like, this isn't normal for the Giants. They're competent. The New York Giants are heading in the right direction, and it will continue with a win in Denver against the Broncos. Another upset win is what it would be, but then if you come back to Philadelphia and you lose against the Eagles, whatever. Heading into this season, I wasn't even expecting a single win against the Eagles. You get me one, I will take that and I will run with it. Because of the kind of win it was. That was a dominating performance by the New York Football Giants. I mean, in all angles of the game. You had the pick from Cordell Flott. Brian Burns is in the backfield all the time. Kayvon Thibodeau's back there. Abdul Carter looks like he's really solid as well. Everything is coming up roses over the last couple of weeks for the New York Giants, except the loss to the Saints. But hey, you got to preach patience. Don't put the cart before the horse here. The Giants still have a ways to go before they're really in the mix. But for right now, the first couple weeks of the Jackson Dart era, you will take this. And now let me just weigh in on the concussion situation before I get to the Jets. I forgot to do that earlier. That is just so funny to me that Russell Wilson comes into the game, they hand the ball off, and then he throws a pass into the turf. I mean, it was a good 10 yards before where it needed to be. He gets booed off the field, booed into oblivion, I might add. Cam Scatterboo's in the tent. Brian Daboll's around the tent. Both of those guys are not supposed to be there. Daboll's yelling at the head doctor. I mean, the NFL had to open an investigation into how the concussion protocol was handled. That's how bad it was. But you know what? When you need Jackson Dart, when you need your quarterback back on the field to beat your rival, you need your quarterback back on the field. I mean, it's probably not the best how they handled it, but hey, Dart was good enough to come back into the game, and he looked quite all right. I mean, the first play back into the game was an RPO, and Jackson Dart ran the ball himself right into the backs of his offensive line, which I don't know if that's going to keep him on the field, but, you know, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do to come out on top. All right, now moving to the New York Jets. My demeanor is just going to shift all the way down. It's because the Jets, even I bought in. I thought Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji were going to do it. I thought they were the answers. 0-6 says otherwise. You lose a close game to the Steelers week 1. Okay, there's some hype. We were right there. One play, we could have had that win. Justin Fields played well. He threw the ball well. He ran the ball well. There's hype around the team. Ever since then, it's been tough sledding. You thought you had a chance in the game against the Buccaneers. After you blocked the field goal, Aaron Glenn is dancing on the sidelines. But you can't find a way to come out on top in that one. Then you go to London today, and things do not get much better. I'm going to shift my attention to the end of the first half of that football game where the Giants took over near midfield with 35 seconds to go in the ballgame. The New York Jets did not call a timeout. They didn't throw a Hail Mary. It didn't even seem like they wanted to score. They didn't trust Justin Fields. They didn't have a plan. I mean, if you're an NFL coach, I don't care if this is your first head coaching job. I don't care if you were a defensive coordinator. You have to be better equipped for situations like this, because it can't always be the defense getting big stops to win games if your offense can't put enough points on the board. I mean, you can't expect to beat a team like the Broncos, who have a promising young quarterback in Bo Nix and have a proven head coach in Sean Payton, if you're scoring 11 points. Those are just the facts. The Jets aren't good enough. And that's flat out. There was some excitement around this team. I mean, 45 passing yards from Justin Fields today. And I feel like it's not the first time that the Jets have ran for more yards than they've thrown for. Breece Hall had 59 rushing yards. If I'm looking back, I mean, not against the Cowboys, looking against the Dolphins. The Dolphins' loss wasn't great either. I mean, the Dolphins aren't that great of a team. They're an AFC East rival. I get you're in Miami on their turf, but that's a game you had a chance to win. You lost by 6. It was a couple weeks ago now, but I'm trying to remember the end of that game where I feel like they might have had a chance. I mean, that's what came out of the game. The Sauce Gardner stuff. Sauce, the refs aren't picking on you because you guys are losing. It just seems that way because you guys are so awful. And even if you guys were playing well, what I'm trying to say is, if you guys were playing well, you would be in games and the penalties wouldn't harm you that much. I mean, that's just not how the NFL works, especially because the Dolphins aren't playing well either. At the time of this game, they were 1-3. Scratch that. They were 0-3 coming into the game. That was their first win of the season. So it goes both ways. The New York Jets just aren't a good football team. I mean, if you're looking around the field, you can see it. Garrett Wilson's a good receiver. Who else is on the receiving core? Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are supposed to be good. But on the other side of the ball, I was expecting Sauce Gardner to take a step forward after a bad season in 2024, but he hasn't done that. I mean, your defensive front was supposed to be good with Quinnen Williams and all the guys up front. I mean, they haven't been good either. It just hasn't gone to plan for the Jets. And listen, this is the first year with Aaron Glenn, so maybe don't just throw him out yet. But if this doesn't work out, I'm not usually a guy to say stuff like this, but it might be time for Woody Johnson to sell the team, because it has happened time and time again where the Jets aren't able to pick a head coach, they aren't able to draft, they aren't able to pick a general manager. I mean, it's just not acceptable for New York what the Jets are doing right now. I mean, they haven't been to the playoffs in how many years? It's the longest active streak in North American sports. Hey, the Jets aren't good enough, but right now the Giants certainly are. I mean, completely opposite sides of the spectrum as it stands. Heading into week 7, I believe it'll be. Next week. All right, that's going to do it for the episode. If you enjoyed, please consider checking out any other episodes, liking, following, subscribing, sharing it with a friend. I really appreciate all of it. Also, if you want to leave your sports questions or hot takes, you could do so by leaving a voicemail at 848-305-8073. Again, that's 848-305-8073. I'll react to them all in the next episode. And last but not least, make sure you keep it locked with the Sports Pod.